Hi, good morning, everyone. So in this class, we are going to discuss DDL and DML commands. So can someone tell me, so what are DDL and DML commands? So what is DDL?
Yes, sir. DL data definition language will use create and insert.
Yeah,
DML
DDL is, yeah, good. DDL is nothing but data definition language. Okay. So here we are going to perform mainly create, alter, rename, and drop.
Truncate.
Okay. Yeah, truncate. Okay, next DML commands. So here we are going to use insert, update, and delete. So as a developer, so we are going to use mainly at 70% DML commands. So some cases in dev environment or in practice purpose, so we are going to use DDL commands. So in DDL also, so mostly we are going to use create, and there are some cases I will explain you what is drop and truncate later. So okay, if you want to create table, so we are going to use create command. So by using create command, we are going to use a now we are going to by using create command, we can able to create tables. Okay, before entering into coding, so I want to explain something. Suppose there is a table. Okay, there is a table. It's like a customer's table. So table contains rows and columns. So like customer ID, customer name, and customer address. So there is only one table it is available. So here there are different banks. So like one is for HDFC and one is for ICICI. So, so one is for HDFC. One is for SBI. One is for ICICI. So whenever the customer is trying to open an account, so you will go to the bank and you will fill one form. So what they will do, so they will take your details and they will enter into system. Okay. So in backend, so they are going to insert into customer table. Okay, the rows will come and sit in a customers table. So this is for HDFC customers. And there is another guy who want to open an account in SBI, and he will go to the bank and he will fill some form. Okay, and here also the rows will come and sit into a customer table only. Now there is another guy, he want to open an account in ICICI, and the rows will come and sit into customer table. So here there is a problem. There is a problem. So here we are not maintaining different tables for each and every bank. So that is the problem here. Suppose I want to segregate only HDFC customers. Okay, there is a duplicate names were available. Suppose in HDFC also there is a person. Okay, there's the same person like you can consider this guy is a person XYZ. Suppose, and there is another person he want to open an account in SBI. So here there are some duplicates. There is some duplication is available. Also maintenance also it is a very difficult in order to maintain all three banks in a single table. So that's why later on, so the people were identified the issues and 1 minute guys. So here is the problem. So that's why the we are going to use it in a different databases, different database for each and every bank, so that there is no duplication. Also, if you want to identify the customers or if you want to organize any tables or customer details, that is very easy. So this one is like it's in olden days, in earlier days, we are using only one table for all the banks. So now the latest design is like, okay, so we are going to create separate databases for each and every bank. In this database, this is one of the database. Here we have multiple tables. One is for customers and one is for employee, one is for balance. Something will be like this. Okay. So if we are creating different databases for each and every organization, so then we can easily maintain a data. So that is the reason. So if we go for any organization or any different type like any companies or something, so they are going to maintain so their own databases. I told you right yesterday, so data is playing a very crucial role. So it's like XYZ, suppose. So now if you want to insert employee details, if you want to store some customer details for SBI, so they are going to use these tables. So it's like we are segregating different databases and so that they can use easily. So here, before going to create a table, before going to create a tables, we need to create one database. We need to create one database. So it's like these are the databases. So inside the database, we have a tables. Table contains columns and rows. Suppose if you observe this diagram, okay, if you observe this diagram, so this is for XYZ company. So here this is one of the database. This is one of the database. Inside the database, inside the database, inside the database, we have multiple tables. Suppose we can call it as HRDB. Okay, so this is a HR database. Inside the HR database, we have jobs and employees and dependents and departments and locations, countries and regions. This is how the table design looks like. Okay, this is a one-time procedure, like they are going to design first time. So what are the fields it is required and what are the tables it is required. Then first we need to create a database. After creating a database, we are going to create the tables. Okay, let's see it in a practical way. So how to create a DB? So first step is create database, create DB. Here we are going to use create database and database name. Okay, I have already installed MySQL Workbench. I will share you the link at end of the class. So how to install MySQL into your machine. If you don't have MySQL, then you can practice in a online W3 schools or something like that. Okay. So if you want to create a database, first I will explain you in a theoretical way. Create database, database name. If you want to use this database, use DB name over here. So after using this database, just see how many tables it is present. Show tables is the command to see all the tables. Next, if you don't have any tables, you want to create a table, create table, the table name and column 1 and data type. We'll see what is column 1 and what is data type and all. So this is the basic syntax. So it's like etc. So how many columns it is required, you can keep it up to column n and data type n. Okay. So first, in order to create a tables, first we need to create database over here. So how to create database? Create database and database name. So I'm going to keep it as Python Batch-2. Otherwise, I will keep it as Python B2. Okay, this is my database. So if you want to execute this query, so just select this one. So there is a execute button here, like there is an icon. Just click on this one. Okay, now it is showing one row is affected. Okay, I want to see all the databases. Okay, what are the databases it is available? Show databases. So it's like similar to English only, like normal English. Show databases, so that it will display all the database names here. See here, if you observe this one, Python B2 is here. Okay, I want to create another database, suppose. See here, just observe, create database. I want to create database as HR. Create database and database name. And now I want to execute this one. No need to write anything. Just select this query and execute this one. So if you observe this one, okay, if you observe this one, now earlier there is no HR database here. So now HR database is created. Okay, database part is done. Now we are going to create a table in which database. So before going to create a table, we are going to use Python B2. Okay, now we are going to enter into this database. What is the command? Use Python B2. Okay, first we are going to verify how many tables are present in Python B2 database. Okay, show tables is the command. Just execute this one. See, if you observe this one, there are no tables. There are no tables in Python B2. Okay, tables in Python B2, there are no tables. Okay, good. I want to create a table. I want to create a table as student, create table name, right? Create table name, create table name. Now, student number is a number. Okay, so this is called column name. Student number is a column name, and here the number is the data type here. Okay, number and size. Next, student name. Student name, we can keep it as char or varchar. 30. Next, yes, address, student address, the characters 10. So this is the syntax. So okay, number is not valid. Okay, hi. Okay, fine. We are going to use int here.
Varchar 2 you mentioned, sir, like varchar only, right?
This. Yes, if you observe this one, so this is how we can create tables. Okay, create table name, and column 1, and data type and size. Okay, now just see here, show tables. So I want to execute show tables. There are no tables. It is present in a Python B2 database. Okay, now I'm trying to execute this one. Just select this query and execute it here. So if you observe this one, so now the table is created. The table is created. This is how we can create a table. Also, if you want to create a table here, so no need to write a query also. I'll show you. So here there is an option. Okay, so there is an option below query. Okay, if you observe this one, like fifth option, so create new table. Just click on this one. The table name I am going to keep it as emp. Employees the database, sorry, employees the table name. And here you can give your column names. emp number. So if you don't know how to write the query, just we can use this one also. Okay, emp number. See here, automatically it is creating the query. Okay, so here I'm going to create just only with the one row, I mean one column. So that's why it is showing one column here. Suppose you want to create multiple columns, what you need to do, click on here, employee number, employee name, it's a varchar. Next, emp address. Next, salary. See here, just you want to know what is the table name and what is the employee number and what is the employee name and address and salary. So that's it. So if you don't know the query also, we can create the table. It's like there are some options like predefined options. Just you can give apply. So what it will do, so this is MySQL workbench. So it will create a query in a backend. Okay. So whatever the fields which you have given, so it will create the table for you and you need to apply. That's it.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
yeah, like we have given like table name as emp, right?
Yeah,
But
yes.
here it shows like create table Python B2, that's DB, right?
Yeah, this is the DB name.
It's
DB or schema we'll call it as.
okay. Okay.
So the system want to know like in which database you want to use it, whether it is a HR database or Python B2 database or something like that. Okay. So
Okay.
that's why
Okay.
automatically it is going to create it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if we apply this one, okay, see here, just finish it. Now go here and click on show tables. Just execute this one. See, we can able to see employee table as well as student table. So there are two ways. One is by using query and one is by using predefined options. Okay. Next, I want to see the description of the tables. So there is a command DESC student. So I'm not sure what are the fields it is available in a student table. So in that case, what we need to do, we are going to give DESC student. Just execute this one. So as soon as if you execute this query, so you can able to see there are three fields it is available. One is for int and one is for varchar and one is for character. Okay. So the same way I want to see for EMP. This is the employee number, employee name, address and salary with the data type and size. Okay. Yeah, up to this one, it's a one step. Okay, so it's a one step. Like, so before going to create any table, so either we have a DB or we need to create a database. So in order to create a database, what is a command? Like create database and database name. And if you want to show databases is the command. And you want to enter into that particular database, we need to use, there is a use keyword, Python DB. Then show tables. If you go with this command, you can able to see all the tables. And if you want to create a table, there are two options. One is by using command and another one is by using predefined options. Next, you want to see, if you want to see table description, this is the command. Okay, DSC student. Okay, fine. So now the table is ready. I want to insert some data. Insert table name into, first we are going to specify what are the columns it is available. Student number, student name, and yes address. Then after that, you need to write a values. This is a syntax: insert student, insert table name into. So what are the columns it is there in your table? Just you need to specify those columns. After that, values. What are the values? We are going to specify 101. I'm going to keep it as 50 and address is Bangalore, suppose. This is one query. Just copy this one. I'm going to copy paste into workbench. Insert into is not a valid. Sorry. Insert into student. Insert into table and table columns and table values. So before going to execute this one, if you want to see how many rows are present in a table, select star from student. So select is a keyword. I'm going to execute this one. Just observe here. See, there are no rows. Student number and student name and student address. Just try to execute this query. Insert into student name. Okay. It's failing. We'll see why it is failing. Okay, correct.
In case name,
Yeah.
number,
Correct.
address is not required, sir.
No, it is required. But if it is a characters or varchar, we need to keep it in a single quotes or double quotes. See, here student number is 101. It's like in order to the table, just we are matching the columns. Student number is 101 and student name is Deepthi and student address is Bangalore. But if it is a number or integer, we can directly write it. And if it is in a string, I mean, if it is in a character, you need to keep it in a single quotes or double quotes. So this is a mandatory. Okay, just keep it in a mind. Now I'm trying to execute this one. See, inserted successfully. So I'll try to run this query. Now one row is inserted. So the same way, I want to insert 10 rows. Okay, I want to insert 10 rows. I want to insert 10 rows at the same time. So what we can do, just prepare 10 rows at the same time. Okay. 101, 102, 103, 4, 5. So the only change is data only. Okay. So it's like the, so if you want to insert multiple rows, then we need to prepare multiple queries. Otherwise, the same query we can change it and every time. So instead of going to change each and every time, so what I'm going to do here, just writing all the queries, just writing, I'm preparing all the queries and select all these queries. Okay, all these queries at the same time. Just click on this one. See now, 4 rows are affected. Now I want to see select start from student. See, now we can able to see all 5 rows here. So this is how we can prepare the data and we can execute the SQLs. Is it clear in insert part? Any doubts here in insert? It's like insert into table name and the column names we need to mention. So suppose if there are 100 columns, you need to mention all 100 columns, and after that values, the values we need to provide. So this is syntax, that's it. Insert into table name and column names and values. So if you want to create a table, create table, table name and column names and data type and size. If you want to see whether the rows were inserted or not, then you can use select star from student. Okay, we'll talk about later select and all, but as of now, just you can use this query, select star from student. So this is how we can insert the data. Okay, fine. After inserting, so I want to change the address for an employee. Okay, for student. So here, update. What I need to update here? I want to update student. Here we need to set the value. So I want to change the address for 105. Suppose 105 student ID. Okay. Set S address equal to, so now it is in a Bangalore. I want to change it as Chennai, CHN, suppose. So if I execute this query, update student set address equal to CHN. If I execute this one, it will update for all the students. So I'm not specifying for particular student. So that's why we need to specify particular student where student number equal to 105. So what it will do? First, it will try to identify the student number. Okay. Then it will set the address for particular student. Okay. Just try to execute this one. You try to update table without, okay. We are using safe mode. So